It's round 3 of the Northern Monk Showcase, and today we're heading with Horde, which is up against Heathen. These two heavyweights, over 7% each, but which one's going to come out the victor? Keep watching to find out. Welcome back to Rocker's Beer Review. The light may be fading here and I should have some light set up, but I've got two big heavyweight beers here today. So this is round 3 of the third round of the quarterfinals from this Northern Monk sort of showcase. We're doing lots of Northern Monk supermarket beers to come out which is the best Northern Monk IPA in supermarkets today. So we've got in the left corner, we've got Horde, which is a hazy IPA, it's 7%. And in the right, we've got Heathen, which is also a hazy IPA, but this is 7.2%. Interesting, I know the hops. So Horde actually has got them on it. It says Citra, Mosaic and Comet hops. And Heathen, which everyone will know it's been around a while, it's been in supermarkets. Yes, it's had a rebrand, it's been a while. Doesn't have the hops on the can, but I've looked them up and it's also got Citra Mosaic, but instead of Comet, it's got Columbus in it. So let's crack these open and see which one's going to be the better. Horde, we're putting in the branded glass, and Heathen will put in the blank glass, and we'll check them out. I mean, I think a lot of people, certainly Heathen is one that a lot of people go to. You know, the fact that it's been in the supermarkets for I'm sure it's been in supermarkets for ever since I've been drinking craft beer, 4 years or so. So it's obviously good, and it obviously sells well for them to keep brewing it. So first beer we've got is Horde, which is a sort of, well, I mean, it's like all the other ones. If you see the other videos, it's very similar. Orange, hazy, 2 fingers, just off white, but fairly compacted head. Looks all right. See what the Heathen looks like in the glass. I've seen them in a while. I mean, I have reviewed, obviously, all of these beers I have reviewed. There's no beers in this showcase I haven't reviewed. But it's always nice to come back to them again and sort of give them the analysis. I don't think Heathen was like a big favourite of mine, but we never know. So Heathen in the glass, again, looks very similar. Orange, hazy, 2 fingers, just under 2 fingers of white head, side by side. Be difficult to really tell the difference between those two. They look pretty much bang on similar, but whether the taste or personally the aroma is going to be similar will be the different thing. So let's go for Horde first. This is obviously the one with Comet as well as Citra Mosaic. Yeah, I'm starting to think, you know, these Northern Monk beers, they are pretty much all the same. They smell very similar. We've got orange and peach and mango. Very similar to the ones before. What about Heathen? Let's see if that does anything different. Very similar, but I'd say a little bit more subdued and probably a little bit more, a bit brighter, a bit more orange, I think, a bit more sort of light citrus sort of aromas. Right, let's go for the taste. Horde first. Cheers, everyone. Smooth, juicy, lots of the sort of flavours you expect with Citra Mosaic, tropical. The citrus is more on the orange side. There's a little bit of grapefruit, but drinking this one, drinking the other ones I've drank so far, very similar. Doesn't definitely taste like some sort of blend. There's something really that characterises this beer above any of the others. Right, let's go for Heathen. Cheers, everyone. Again, very, very similar. The thing is with Heathen, I think it's probably the Columbus. It's got a slightly more peppery sort of flavour to it. And to me, it's not really up my street, really. I think that the Horde is definitely, they're both pretty smooth in terms of their body, fairly light. Very similar flavours. I'd say you got a slight more grapefruit characteristic with the Horde, and you've got a slightly more peppery. I mean, I wouldn't even say it's earthy. It's definitely a sort of peppery sort of taste. A little bit of spice on the back end, I would say. Yeah, I mean it's obviously the Columbus that's doing that to the flavour. Comet, I don't know. I'm not really. See, Comet and Columbus are those sort of hops that are a bit old school. Yes, I think they're both US hops, but you know they're a bit old school. It's a really difficult one to choose out of these two. They are very, very similar. I think, though, I'm going to have to go for Horde. It's just a little bit more smoother. Hasn't got that peppery bit. It's a little bit more... sort of grapefruit on the back end, really. Where you get the same flavours up front with the Heathen. But then you're getting left with a little bit of peppery spice. You could almost say it sort of goes into a little bit more earthy, piney sort of flavour. It tastes a little stronger, which is probably a good thing. Maybe that's because it's 7.2 opposed to 7. There's good strength, they're good flavour, they're juicy, they're fruity, but I'm going to give it to Horde. Horde is going to win this one, which is a surprise, because even being in the supermarkets as long as it is, you'd expect it to come up tops. But I think Horde is a little bit smoother, maybe even a little bit sweeter. It's balanced better. I think it may be just the pepperiness to it. I always think that when I think of something like the ultimate, the normal Faith, I'm sure that's Citra, Mosaic and Columbus. So it's almost like an amped up version of it. Definitely a little bit earthy, a little bit danker, a little bit piney bitterness, peppery spice. The Horde, you could say, it doesn't have that, but I think it's better for it. It's juicier, it's a little bit fruitier, and it's lighter in flavour. I'm giving it to Horde. Let me know what you think of these two. So Horde goes through to the semi-finals, and unfortunately, Heathen, you're out of the race. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up. Please let me know what you think, especially these two beers. So Horde and Heathen, have you had them? If you had them together, I mean, I know there's going to be people out there that says Heathen is the best one. At the moment, I'm still... Nothing is really jumping out as being that much different, the beers that we've had. So we've had 6 beers. So these ones, yeah, Horde, but then it's very similar to maybe the ones, what was the Citra IPA, which was the Lucy Ketchum one. That was the one, oh no, not the Lucy Ketchum, the other one. Oh, Laura Slater IPA, yeah, which I think was better, but similar to these, but not the same. And then what was the first round that we did? I can't even remember what those were. Not the Faith in the Futures. I can't even remember first round. Well, the first round were very similar as well. So the last ones we've got are more Faith in the Futures, and I've got the other one from Asda, which I didn't originally have when I did the first video. So I'm going to do 3 in the next lot. It's going to be different. It's going to be interesting because I think they're all very, very similar. Really, when I think of Faith in the Future, that white can one they did, was it a year or 2 years ago? Must be nearly 2 years ago, in fact. And that had Sabro in it, and that obviously created a different flavour and was much different. So. Yeah, I mean, I'm interested to see which ones are going to be, if there's any, none of them are really jumping out as that different. And I think that's the problem with Northern Monk. They're almost like rebranded all the same beers. Why don't you just put one beer in? I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you think. And until the next one, you know what you do. Drink good craft beer and keep on rocking.